The meteor shower wasn't on any forecast. Orion Blackwell frowned at his instruments as the small objects peppered the atmosphere of Proxima 7, a forgettable dust ball on the edge of colonized space. His terraforming station, little more than reinforced containers and atmosphere generators, shuddered with each nearby impact. Central Command, this is Outpost Thatnine. Requesting information on unexpected meteor activity, Orion radioed, his deep voice raspy from disuse. 3 months alone on this rock had made conversation a forgotten luxury. Static answered him. He sighed, running calloused hands through his dark hair, streaked prematurely with silver despite his 35 years. The isolation contract paid triple standard wages. But nights like this reminded him of the cost. The biggest anomaly appeared on his scanner seconds before impact. This wasn't a meteor. Its trajectory changed twice during descent. Impossible for a random space rock. Orion grabbed his emergency pack and atmospheric mask, curiosity overriding caution. The impact site glowed iridescent blue against the rust-colored landscape, visible from 2 kilometers away. As he approached in his rover, Orion's skin prickled with strange electricity. The crash had left a perfect circular depression rather than a chaotic crater, as though the object had gently settled rather than crashed. At the center lay a womanor, something woman-shaped. Her skin shimmered with a pearlescent blue glow, hair floating around her head like she was suspended underwater. She wore what appeared to be liquid metal, flowing and reshaping itself across her form. "Hello?" Orion called, keeping his distance. "Can you understand me?" Her eyes opened completely silver, no pupils or whites. She spoke in a language that sounded like crystal bells and distant thunder. "I don't understand," he said, kneeling beside her. She reached toward him weakly, her luminescent fingers trembling. Instinctively, Orion extended his hand. When they touched, energy surged through him like lightning, knocking him backward. Memories not his own flooded his mind, vast spaces between stars. Worlds beyond human conception, beings of pure light. He gasped, overwhelmed by sensations of flight and freedom. When the connection broke, she spoke again, this time in halting English. "Help. Wounded. My people. Cannot heal." "I'm not a doctor," Orion replied, his heart racing. "The nearest medical facility is weeks away." "Wait. Not doctor," she whispered. "You ... different. Human touch ... resonates." Something in his scanner beeped urgently. 3 objects, similar to whatever she was, had entered the atmosphere. Her expression shifted to fear. "They come," she said. "Not friends." Hiding from them, Orion made a split-second decision that would change everything. "I'll help you," he said, carefully lifting her surprisingly light form. "What's your name?" "In your tongue," she considered. "Solara." As they reached his rover, the sky lit up with new falling lights. Solara's fingers clutched his arm, surprising strength in her delicate grip. "What are you?" Orion asked. Silver eyes met his. "Your kind calls us Celestials. We are ... guardians. Some have forgotten our purpose." She winced in pain. "I need sanctuary. In return, I will show you wonders." Orion gunned the rover's engine, heading back to the station as the new arrivals streaked across the sky behind them. Luminous connection dawn broke over Proxima 7's horizon, painting the barren landscape in shades of amber. Inside the terraforming station, Orion monitored Solara's vital signs on improvised equipment. Her readings defied conventional biology energy patterns instead of blood work. Light signatures rather than hormone levels, so Leia rested on his cot, her glow dimmed to a soft shimmer. Whenever Orion touched her skin to adjust sensors, that strange electricity surged between them. Each time, her luminescence briefly intensified. "Your touch," she murmured, awakening. "It strengthens me." "How is this possible?" Orion shrugged, trying to appear casual despite his racing heart. "I've always had a weird bioelectric field. Shorted out 3 datapads in training. They almost rejected me for the terraforming program." "An anomaly," Solara said, her silver eyes studying him with new interest. "Your energy pattern is harmonic with mine." She explained between labored breaths that Celestials were energy beings, who adopted physical form to interact with material worlds. Her kind could typically heal themselves by drawing on cosmic energy. But her injury was different, inflicted by another celestial, designed to drain her essence. "My people's healing methods failed," she said. "But your touch catalyzes something new." Orion hesitated, then sat beside her. "How can I help?" "Proximity," Solara whispered. "Sustained contact." Hesitantly, Orion took her hand in his. The energy flow began again, but gentler this time. He watched in fascination as the dim patches in her luminescent skin began to brighten. "It's working," he said, amazed. Hours passed. Orion told her about Earth, his life before isolation, dreams of seeing restored worlds. Solara shared fragments of celestial existence, how they guided cosmic forces, balanced energies between dimensions. "Why are others hunting you?" Orion asked. This expression darkened. "Helion believes we should rule, not serve. He discovered I can heal more than just celestials. I can restore dying stars, rejuvenate planets. He would weaponize this gift." The proximity alarm blared, interrupting them. Surveillance drones showed 3 figures approaching, humanoid, but moving with unnatural grace, their forms radiating golden light. "It found me," Solara said. Attempting to rise, "Shh, you're not strong enough," Orion protested. Their eyes met. Solara placed her palm against his chest. "I will be." She leaned forward slowly, her lips brushing his. The contact sent cascades of light spiraling through the room. Orion felt weightless, connected to something vast and ancient. When they separated, Solara stood straight, her glow restored to brilliant blue. "What just happened?" Orion asked, breathless. "Harmonization," she replied, a smile playing on her luminous lips. "Your essence and mine synchronized." Outside, the approaching celestials halted, clearly sensing the energy surge. Solara's expression hardened. "Helion leads them. We must leave now. Where can we go that they won't find us?" Orion asked, hastily gathering supplies. Solala pointed to coordinates on his map. "Ancient ruins in the mountain caves. They contain materials that obscure celestial senses." Orion nodded, downloading critical data to his portable system. "Why me? Why can I help when your own kind can't?" Solara touched his face gently, sending pleasant warmth through his body. "Sometimes healers come from unexpected places." Orion Blackwell. "Sometimes the universe creates perfect counterparts." Across the divide of stars, their eyes held for a moment before reality. In Trudota, brilliant flash as the station's outer sensors were destroyed. "Hey there." "Here," Orion said. Solara took his hand. "Then we run." The mountain caves loomed ahead as Orion pushed the rover to its limits. Behind them, 3 streaks of golden light crossed the sky. Helion and his hunters moving with impossible speed. "They're gaining," Orion said. Swerving around rock formations, Solar placed her hand on the rover's console. Blue energy flowed into the machinery, boosting its performance beyond specifications. "Temporary solution," she explained, "but it will get us there." They reached the cave entrance moments before their pursuers came into firing range. Ancient carvings surrounded the opening, symbols depicting stars and planetary alignments that look surprisingly similar to human astronomical notations. "My people visited this world long ago," Solara explained as they ventured deeper. Illuminated by her natural glow, "These ruins were built by your ancestors under our guidance." The passages opened into a vast chamber with crystalline formations spiraling from floor to ceiling. When Solara approached, they resonated with her energy, creating harmonic tones that echoed throughout the space. "These will mask our presence," she said, touching one crystal. It flared brilliantly before settling into a pulsing rhythm that spread through the entire formation. "Temporarily safe?" Orion examined the cavern with professional interest. "These crystals, they're reacting to ambient radiation in patterns I've never seen. This could revolutionize terraforming technology." Solara smiled at his enthusiasm. "Your species always finds practical applications for cosmic wonders." They established a small camp, and Orion activated his portable heating unit. As night fell outside, they sat close together, the crystal lights casting rainbow patterns across their faces. "Tell me about Helion," Orion said. "What does he really want?" Solara's expression darkened. "Celestials maintain cosmic balance. We don't interfere directly with developing worlds. Helion believes this is weakness. He's gathered followers who share his vision of celestial dominance, and your healing ability is key to his plan." "Yes. Renewal energy can be reversed to accelerate entropy rather than combat it. With my power, he could destabilize stars, create black holes at will. Entire systems would surrender to avoid destruction." A distant boom echoed through the caves. Solara tensed. "They're testing the barrier." Orion took her hand instinctively. The now familiar energy connection formed between them, but different. Stronger, more controlled. Solara's eyes widened in surprise. "Our resonance is deepening," she whispered. "I didn't think it possible between our kinds." Their faces drew closer, pulled by something beyond physical attraction. Orion hesitated. "Is this just energy compatibility, or something more?" Solara's fingers traced his jawline, leaving tingling warmth. "Does it matter?" "In the cosmos, all connections are energy gravity, magnetism, love. Forms differ, essence remains." Another boom, closer this time. The crystal lights flickered momentarily. "They're breaking through," Orion said. Solata nodded gravely. "By morning, we should rest while we can." They lay down together, huddled for warmth, as the heating unit powered down to conserve energy. In the semi-darkness, Orion felt Solara's form shift slightly against him, her luminescence pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. "If we survive," he whispered, "what happens afterward?" Her silver eyes reflected the crystal lights. "I don't know. No celestial has ever formed this kind of bond with a human. We're creating something new, Orion writing our own cosmic laws." Solara nestled closer, her warmth penetrating his very cells. Orion wrapped his arms around her, protective despite knowing she possessed power beyond his comprehension. They lay together, two beings from different realms, finding unexpected sanctuary in each other, while danger pressed closer with every passing hour. Sacred union morning brought silence to complete, to artificial. The crystal barrier maintained its glow, but Orion sensed they were surrounded. Helion was patient, waiting rather than forcing entry. "He knows we have limited supplies," Solara said, sensing his thoughts. Their connection had grown stronger during the night, allowing impressions and emotions to flow between them. Orion checked his provisions. 2 days of water, less for food. Solara moved to the center of the chamber where the crystal formations converged. "There's another option. A ritual my people perform to amplify abilities. With our unique resonance, it might create something unexpected, something Helion cannot anticipate." "What kind of ritual?" Orion asked. "Union," she replied simply. "Complete energetic merging." Orion's heart quickened. "You mean ... yes?" Solara's luminescence brightened with what he now recognized as her equivalent of a blush. "But more than physical. Our essences would intermingle permanently. Would that hurt you? Connecting with a lesser being?" Solara touched his face. "You are not lesser, Orion. Different, yes. But in you, I see stars burning." The decision formed without words. They stood facing each other at the chamber's heart, surrounded by responsive crystals. Solara guided his hands to specific positions, one at her heart, one at the base of her spine. She mirrored the placement on his body. "Follow my rhythm," she whispered. They began to move together in slow, deliberate motions. The crystals resonated in harmony with their movements, building musical tones that filled the chamber. Their bodies drew closer with each cycle, energy fields visibly intertwining as blue and gold light spiraled around them. When their lips met, the physical world seemed to dissolve. Orion experienced sensations beyond human comprehension. The birth of stars, dance of galaxies, the patient transformation of cosmic dust into worlds. Solara simultaneously absorbed his experience's childhood wonder at first seeing Earth from orbit, the satisfaction of turning dead soil fertile, The loneliness of existence and joy of connection, they moved as one being. Physical boundaries, meaningful, yet transcended. Clothing became irrelevant. Their skin-to-skin contact creating cascading waves of energy that made the crystal chamber sing with impossible harmonics. They were human and celestial, mortal and eternal, separate and unified. At the moment of deepest connection, the crystal formations throughout the cave flared blindingly bright. Ancient mechanisms, dormant for millennia, activated in sequence. The entire mountain rumbled as hidden systems awakened. Afterward, they lay entwined, bodies cooling, but energy still merged at fundamental levels. Orion could feel Solara's presence in his mind, a warm glow of communion unlike anything he'd imagined possible. What happened? He asked. The crystals... Solara looked around in wonder. We've awakened the temple. This wasn't merely a hiding place, it's a nexus point, designed to channel cosmic energy into planetary restoration. Orion understood suddenly. A terraforming engine. That's why my instruments detected unusual radiation patterns in these mountains. A new rumble shook the chamber, different, external. The crystal barrier at the cave entrance flickered and failed. Helion had broken through. Solara stood, no longer weak or hiding. Her luminescence had changed, now containing flecks of gold that matched Orion's bioelectric signature. Orion felt different, too stronger, more attuned to energies around him. He comes, Solara said, facing the entrance. But we are ready. Orion stood beside her, their hands interlaced, energy flowing continuously between them. Together. Solara nodded. Always. Helion entered the chamber like conquering royalty, flanked by two celestial hunters. His form was magnificent, tall and regal with golden light so intense it hurt Orion's eyes. Unlike Solara's fluid movements, Helion moved with rigid precision, every gesture deliberate and commanding. Solara, he spoke, his voice resonating through the chamber, your defiance ends. Come willingly, and I may spare this primitive world. Orion felt Solara's determination flow through their connected minds. This ends today, Helion, but not as you imagine. Helion noticed their clasped hands, the mingled blue-gold energy flowing between them. His expression shifted from confidence to uncertainty. What have you done? Created partnership where you sought dominance, Solara replied. Orion and I have awakened the temple's true purpose. The chamber trembled as crystal formations throughout the mountain range activated in sequence. Outside, dormant seeds buried millennia ago began germinating, accelerated by the temple's energy. Proxima 7's atmosphere processors registered unexpected increases in oxygen production. X, face contorted with rage. You would waste your gift on terraforming? On making dead rocks habitable for lesser beings? Creation over destruction, Orion said, surprised by the resonant quality his voice had gained. Life over dominion. Helion lunged forward, golden energy coalescing into a spear-like projection. Then you choose extinction. The attack never landed. The energy pouring from Orion and Solara's union created a shield that absorbed Helion's strike, channeling it into the temple systems. The celestial leader staggered back, astonished. Impossible, he whispered. Human biology cannot withstand celestial energy. Not alone, Solara explained. But in true harmony, something new emerges. She raised their joined hands. The chamber filled with swirling patterns of energy representations of a new physics, neither purely celestial nor human. The two hunters behind Helion exchanged glances, clearly impressed by the display. Join us, Helion Solara offered. See what partnership creates rather than demanding submission. Helion attacked again, this time directing his full power at Orion, the perceived weaker link. But Orion stood firm, Solara's essence intertwined with his providing protection. Together, they redirected Helion's attack, not back at him, but into Proxima 7 itself, accelerating the planet's transformation. Outside, barren valleys bloomed with unprecedented speed. The atmosphere shifted. Clouds forming for the first time in millennia, Elian fell to his knees, energy depleted. watching in disbelief as his hunters moved to stand with Orion and Solara instead. "It's beautiful," one hunter whispered, watching the transformation through the crystal walls that had become transparent. Solara addressed Helion gently. "Our purpose was always to nurture, not rule. Remember our origins." Defeated but not destroyed, Helion rose slowly. "This isn't finished," he warned before dissolving into light and vanishing. As the three remaining Celestials and Orion emerged from the temple, they witnessed Proxima 7's transformation patches of green spreading across formerly barren soil, water condensing in ancient riverbeds. "What happens now?" Orion asked, still feeling Solara's presence intertwined with his own consciousness. Solara smiled, her eyes reflecting the new world being born around them. "We continue what we've started here and elsewhere. There are many worlds awaiting rebirth." The two former hunters bowed respectfully before departing, spreading news of what they'd witnessed to Celestials across the galaxy under a newly forming sky. Ryan pulled Solara close. "Will our connection last?" She touched his face, blue-gold energy flowing between them. "What we've created transcends physical boundaries. We are the first of something new, Orion neither purely human nor celestial, but starborn." Their kiss sent ripples of energy across the landscape, accelerating life wherever it touched. Above them, Proxima 7's first rain in thousands of years began to fall, washing the ancient dust from a world being reborn through the power of unexpected union.